Today we got two of the strongest heroes in the Marvel Universe going head to head. World War Hulk versus Unstoppable Colossus. Who wins? Well, let's find out. After being bombarded with a massive dose of gamma radiation while saving a young man's life during the testing of an experimental bomb, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner was transformed into the Incredible Hulk, a green behemoth who is the living personification of rage and pure physical strength. But today, we're not just going to be using any old version of the Hulk, but World War Hulk, who has repeatedly been called the strongest iteration of the Hulk we've ever seen. Fearing the threat that he posed to humanity, the Illuminati, which consisted of Earth's most powerful heroes, decided to shoot Hulk into space. Landing on a faraway planet, Hulk became the Emperor of Sakaar, and actually fell in love and was finally happy. But the shuttle that sent Hulk away from Earth exploded, killing millions of people, including Hulk's queen and the baby growing inside of her. Filled with a level of rage never before seen, Hulk and his war-bound warriors set their course for Earth, bringing revenge upon those he held responsible for destroying his world. Doctor Strange said Hulk had never been stronger before, and he said it twice, and Amadeus Cho even said Hulk was holding back the entire event, and he really could have killed all of them if he wanted to. Hulk is strong enough to beat the Iron Man World War Hulk buster, take down She-Hulk with just one punch, quickly take down Juggernaut, laid a massive beatdown on Hercules, and even beat a confident Sentry in hand-to-hand combat. Although, yes, technically Bruce Banner knocked Bob Reynolds out, but it was Hulk that did most of the heavy lifting there. Hulk was also able to take down Kitty Pryde and Ghost Rider with a thunderclap, and even alter the moon's gravity with his shockwaves. Hulk's durable enough to take attacks from pretty much every super being of Earth, including Hercules, Sentry, and Juggernaut, but also survived attack hard enough to send chunks of the moon the size of Rhode Island flying into space, and so that nukes would only make him more powerful. He also wasn't even bothered by the Human Torch's Nova Blast, Cyclops Blast, and Ghost Rider's Fire. He instantly healed himself from having his eyes slashed out, rocks phased into his arm, being pierced with adamantium shrapnel, having a hole punched through his lungs by Sentry, and a hole punched through his chest by Doctor Strange, and even took a death touch designed to overload his healing factor. All of these attacks he healed through pretty much instantly. This version of the Hulk is also surprisingly fast, as he can move and attack in a blur, create super impacts with his landings, and blitz Iron Man. But see, the thing is, Hulk was actually holding back the entire time through the World War Hulk story. When Hulk no longer decides to hold back, well, that's when he transforms into World Breaker Hulk. And World Breaker Hulk is strong enough to where simple steps generate enough power to nearly destroy the entire East Coast. And this version of the Hulk was actually able to literally destroy planets with the force of his blows. But then in the other corner of Unstoppable Colossus, Pietro Rasputin is a Russian mutant who possesses the ability to transform his body into organic steel, giving him immense strength and durability. However, this strength and durability was greatly increased when Colossus grabbed hold of the Crimson Gem, was appointed to be the avatar of Sidorak, and became the Unstoppable Colossus. So basically what happened was that during the events of Fear itself, the typical Juggernaut that we all know, Cain Marko, encountered a mystical hammer from the Serpent, an Asgardian, claiming to have been the true ruler of Asgard before Odin overthrew him. This hammer greatly increased his power, even more so than the Crimson Gem of Sidorak, but it also caused him to become Kurth, Breaker of Stone, so no longer simply the Juggernaut or simply serving Sidorak. Kurth then attacked the X-Men, and nothing that they could throw his way could stop him. So Colossus and his sister Magic traveled to the realm of Sidorak, and showed him that his avatar, the Juggernaut, was no longer actually acting for Sidorak. Angered at this, Sidorak stripped Marko of his powers from the Crimson Gem, and Colossus actually stepped up to become the new avatar of Sidorak, becoming the Unstoppable Colossus. Now, as the new avatar of Sidorak, Colossus has essentially all of the same powers as the Juggernaut, because the Juggernaut's powers weren't actually intrinsic to him, but were granted to him by the Crimson Gem. This means that Colossus is one of the strongest, most powerful heroes on Earth, able to match the strength of Hulk, Scar, and Thor, and even take these heroes down. He's also durable enough to take attacks from these heroes and not be phased at all. but it also means he's completely immune to telepathic and telekinetic attacks because of his helmet. And the Colossus can pick up some incredible speed. And the thing about it is that after he starts moving, he's literally unstoppable. In fact, the term unstoppable refers to more than just his momentum. Take his fight with Kurth. Colossus stated that Kurth is actually still stronger, faster, and more durable, even after his powers were removed from Sidorak. But Colossus was literally unstoppable. But Colossus literally couldn't be stopped. So it kept on coming and coming until Kurth was teleported away by the Serpent. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, Hulk and Juggernaut have actually fought several times throughout the comics. And even though Hulk is always going up against Cain Marko, since it's implied that Colossus has all the same powers and is still at the same power level as Cain, these fights are still important and applicable. The first fight that I want to talk about is when Cain was disguised as a lumberjack and caught the Hulk by surprise when he started attacking him. And the thing is, Juggernaut was actually able to overpower Hulk and put him in headlocks that he couldn't break out of. And it's not just that Hulk was caught by surprise either, as he's been caught by surprise before and still managed to beat his opponent. No, this is because Juggernaut was more powerful than him and simply beat him. However, it is important to note that this was Professor Hulk, a version of the Hulk that was relatively stronger than the base Hulk, but couldn't get stronger as he got angrier. So the fight doesn't really count. There was another time where Juggernaut fought against Hulk, and Hulk was actually able to overpower Juggernaut and even stop his momentum and stop his charge, which is supposed to be impossible. But see, just like Professor Hulk was in the first fight, this wasn't the typical Hulk either. Instead, it was War Hulk, one of the stronger iterations of the hero. It was actually ant by celestial technology because he was serving as a horseman of Apocalypse. So that fight doesn't technically count either. Then Juggernaut actually fought against Wardrobe Hulk before, so this could give us a really good example of what might happen in this fight. Hulk and Juggernaut were really evenly matched in strength, and Jugs was the first person who actually gave Wardrobe Hulk a challenge. But Wardrobe Hulk was able to beat him by sending a charging Juggernaut away from the X-Men's mansion. Now, I've heard some people suggest that because Hulk just sent Juggernaut charging away and didn't outright beat him, that might suggest they couldn't beat Juggernaut. After all, Hulk tore through Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, and Black Bolt, and was actually kind of enjoying it. So why didn't he tear through Juggernaut too? Unless he couldn't. Well, the thing is, Water Hulk actually treated the X-Men very differently than all the other heroes he encountered. He's actually taking it easier on them, not trying to defeat them, but simply get them out of the way, so he could ask Professor X what role he played in sending Hulk off the Earth. So once Hulk sent Juggernaut away from the mansion, there was really no need to continue fighting him because his goal was just to get to Professor X. So what can we learn from all these fights? Well, one thing's for sure. Juggernaut, the Avatar Sidorak, and Hulk are really evenly matched both in terms of strength and durability. But the thing is, while we can look at these previous Hulk and Juggernaut fights as a baseline, Pietro as Juggernaut is actually different from Cain in a couple of key ways. For starters, Colossus has immense strength and durability, obviously, but he also has a separate power, and that he's unstoppable. I know that might sound strange and just seem like a byproduct of his strength and speed, but it's actually not. Like, look at Colossus' fight with Kurth. Colossus admitted that even though he had the powers of Sidorak, Cain was so stronger, faster, and more durable. But yet Pietro was unstoppable and was able to actually overpower this bigger, stronger opponent. So even if Water Hulk is stronger and more powerful than Unstoppable Colossus, it really looks like Pietro can just keep on coming and coming and literally be unstoppable as he rolls over the Hulk. Secondly, Colossus is actually Sidorak's favorite avatar, and the god said that he had given Pietro more power than ever given Cain Marko. And as Colossus lets go of his nicer side and gives into the destruction that comes along with being the Avatar, Colossus becomes more demonic in appearance, and is even more powerful than his normal unstoppable self. In theory, this version of Colossus could even be more powerful than Trion Juggernaut, the strongest iteration of Juggernaut we've ever seen, since Sidorak has said that he gave more power to Colossus than he'd ever given to Cain. That's a whole lot to throw at the Hulk, even a version like Water Hulk. However, if we're gonna let Colossus cut loose and become his demonic self, then I think it's only fair that we let Hulk do the same, turning into World Breaker Hulk. And what is safe to say that World Breaker Hulk is where theory becomes fact. What I mean by that is that in theory, Colossus could be as powerful as Trion Juggernaut, or in theory, he could have the strength to destroy a planet. Well, Worldbreaker Hulk has actually taken this theory to the test by actually destroying planets with his punches. He was threatening to sink the entire eastern seaboard with a single step, while Juggernaut never showed that level of damage, even when he was running or in his demonic form. Colossus, even in his demonic form, wasn't able to put Red Hulk down after a barrage of punches, even though he did significantly injure Red Hulk. The thing is, Colossus actually lost that fight, because their lives were threatened, so he gave up, saying that Sidorak didn't care who won or lost, just that destruction was caused. So what can we learn from all this? Well, first off, Worldbreaker Hulk is definitely much stronger and more powerful than even the demonic Unstoppable Colossus. Secondly, even though Worldbreaker Hulk does hold back in fights, Colossus is still Colossus. And seeing all the destruction around him, it's possible that he'll sacrifice himself in order to end the fight. Either way though, Worldbreaker Hulk and World Hulk has proven himself to be more powerful and he's gonna come out on top here. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button. More videos just this one every single weekday, and I'll see you next time.